Hi everyone, welcome to How Ines Rolls. I'm so glad you visited my channel today. I'm going to be making a very tasty side for dinner, and I haven't made it in a while, but I am going to make it today, and I'm so excited about it. So it's called Mexican sour cream rice. Have you ever had that before? I need to get started. So this side dish takes about an hour to do because it's a rice dish. So I just need to kind of get going on it. So I thought I would get started on making the broth. So I've had this recipe, or I've done it before a few years back, and then I lost the recipe. So I was looking on Pinterest just because I was like, maybe I'll find it again, and I did. So I'm hoping this is it. I'm pretty sure it is. But it was so good, and I don't know why I haven't just made it and looked for it sooner. I don't know, you get in the way of making spaghetti enough times for your kids that you kind of forget, oh, variety. I'm so glad I have this YouTube channel because now I get to be like, oh yeah, remember this recipe and remember that one? I love it. So what I'm doing right now is just getting my broth ready, and I'm just gonna add rice to it and cook it as usual. So this is where that flavor comes in. So instead of just cooking it in water, you're gonna cook it in the broth. And so you're just gonna cook that as usual. My recipe card will be at the end. So if you're comfortable following that with rice, cooking and everything, use that. I'm just going to bring it to a boil, cover it up for 15 minutes and let it just cook through. So easy peasy. I'm just prepping some cilantro. I know that this recipe isn't going to be for everyone. Who knew so many people did not like cilantro, which is fine. You could omit it out of this recipe. It would be totally fine. So because it's a Mexican recipe, you probably don't want to put basil or anything like that in it. So just take it out. Big deal. I mean, no biggie. So I'm just cutting this into little pieces, and it's mostly chopped already. I just took out a couple more sprigs, no biggie. And I and my family love the cilantro rice. So when you go to Chipotle, that's a good one. So this is going to have a little bit of that in there as well. It's just giving it flavor. And I'm going to prep some other things. Behind me, I have some corn, some green chilies. All I have to do is open those. And I'm just waiting for the rice to cook. Okay. As I was getting everything ready before I was putting, as the rice was cooking, and now it's done, so it's right here. I was getting everything ready, and I thought, this looks like something that is very familiar. It looks like everything that I would put in my white chicken enchiladas, which are one of my favorites. I love that dish. I don't make it very often because people get tummy aches at my house. So I hope they don't do that today. I'm not making this on tortillas, and I think it's the tortillas that make everybody kind of feel a little too full. But we'll see if it's the cheese and the sour cream. But maybe that's why I haven't made this recipe in a while. I don't know, but it's time to try it again. So very easily, you have your rice in here, all hot and steamy. You're just going to put everything in it, mix it up, and put it in a casserole dish. So easy, and as corns are bouncing all over the place. So we're just gonna put everything in there, and I'm just gonna mix it up, and I'll show you what that looks like. So all I'm doing now is mixing. I'm gonna add some salt and pepper, not much salt, because remember that was a broth that already had salt in it. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt, mostly pepper. So let me get that going, and then I give it a final mix, and we're gonna call this good. Can't wait to eat it, and then I'll tell you what we're making as the main dish for this. Oh my, look at how good that looks. And bring it closer. Yum. You guys, this is delish. This would be a really good meal or side for chicken, beef, you have a potluck, you need to bring something. They're doing Mexican flair. This one will be a crowd pleaser. So I'm just gonna put it in here. We're gonna bake it at 350 for 30 minutes. And remember, if you forget any of these, the measurements or anything like that, I will have that recipe card at the end of the video. So we're gonna get that going. Cook it for 30 minutes and it will be done. It just came out of the oven. It smells delicious. Can you see it? Oh my gosh. There's like little like Monterey Jack pieces in it, like melted. I can't wait to eat this, but I need to make the meat. So what I'm gonna do is just put some foil over this, kind of let it sit in its own goodness, and it won't take long to make the other part of the dinner. So I'm just going to make some skirt steaks that I had. So it's kind of like carne asada, so it's really nice and thin. All I did was add a tiny little bit of water, a little bit of oil, and some taco seasoning, and some lime juice. So I had that marinating for about a couple hours or so. And I'm gonna pull out my skillet grill, or grill skillet, the one I hardly ever use. I think the last time you saw me use it was when I was making some like fajita something or others. So I'm gonna bust that out today. Just waiting for that pan to heat up. These things are so thin, they're gonna cook really fast. Let me show you. They smell good. That seasoning helped a lot. Look at those bad boys now. Yeah, that took like 2 minutes. And just like that, the steaks are done. So I'm just going to try a little bit of that rice before everybody has dinner. And I just want to taste it, and I'll give you my review. It's still hot and sizzling, so I want to be really careful, but delish, right? Looks so good. Oh, so good. It tastes a lot like that creamy, or the white chicken enchiladas, which I love. But it's in a rice form, so should not have upset tummies or any, extra fullness, as my husband would say sometimes. It is a really, really good side dish, and I can't wait to have it with dinner tonight. Thanks for stopping by my channel. I just appreciate all of you, your kind words, and your helpful tips to help me with doing all these recipes. And I've met so many wonderful people online or on YouTube, and I'm grateful for all of you. Thanks for stopping by. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you along for the ride. So stick around. You just never know what I'll be rolling out next. Have a great day.